Yeah! Woohoo, man! Bob, look at that. Yeah, Bob! Woohoo! Holy bucket. Mungo, man.
For all you people that put your boats away this time of year, thank you. We appreciate it. It leaves more fish for us.
Coming up. During the fall, walleye feed heavily on bait fish to fatten up for the winter. This makes it the best time of the year to catch big 10-pound plus walleye. In Lake Ontario, they'll move into bays to chase schools of shad, making them easy to locate. On today's show, Bob fishes with Ted Takasaki from Lindy Little Joe. They borrow a boat from Rick McCrory and troll a bay on Lake Ontario. The weather may be getting cold, but the fishing is definitely hot.
Woo!
Here comes, whoa!
Where are you?
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
You gotta love it.
Where are you on?
All right. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right,
Oh,
man. Way to size that one. Oh, there you got it. Yeah. There you go. All right. That is a monster.
The Real Fishing Show with Bob Izumi.
Nice one. Whoa. Woo-wee. That was pretty cool. Good stuff. Look at this baby. Biggest pike ever. All right. There it is. Oh, yeah. Good one. Whoa. Here he comes. Yeah. Wow. Look at that. This is what open fish is all about, right? 16 pounds. Look at there.
Real Fishing is sponsored by Chevy Trucks, Mercury, #1 on the water, and Tim Hortons.
Hey, folks, that's what I call real fishing. Well, here it is, late November. We have got a so-so day. We're talking wind out of the southwest. Ted Takasaki from Lindy Little Joe's with me. Rick McCrory from Montreal, from the world-famous company called Optimus. You ever hear Optimus?
No, I haven't.
No? Well, Rick x-rays metals for a living.
All right.
In the aerospace business, and a fishing buddy of ours, and we're going out here to Lake Ontario, Bay of Quinte area to catch some of those monster eyes. Ted, you know, we don't have a lot of daylight today because the days are short, but the fish are big.
Hey, we're looking for some of them big ones, you know.
Well, we went out last night, and the shad aren't in yet in some of the shallow areas that we fished for the night fishing. Fishing is very sporadic. We didn't get any fish in about an hour and a half of trolling, so we're going to go out, do some daytime fishing out here. Let's see what happens.
There you go.
All right.
Excited.
Well, throttle back a bit so I get more when I siphon it out at the end of the day.
You got the crankbaits going, and then when you stall the boards, it kind of stops, you know.
So keep turning. I'm driving like I've been drinking. Something you shouldn't do at home, folks. Ted, I just hit the GPS. I marked the Lawrence. We have a waypoint, and we've got a fish on. We're marking fish, too, all through here. Been a long time coming, hasn't it? I have got the big Beckman ready for you, Ted.
All right.
It's a team effort. Rick McCrory's taking off the clips on the little planer board there. His hands are cold.
Got it? Yep. Got it.
What do you think, Ted, of that trolling rod? That's the new trolling rod they came out with, the Compre.
It's got good action to it. You know, you want a nice long whippy rod for these bigger fish. Let the rod do all the work. Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah, head shake.
Got a little bit of a shake to him. Staying right down. I mean, this is a bulldogger right here, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Oh,
Woo-hoo! My
Wow.
gosh.
Hit that free spool.
That is...
Look at the size of that fish. Cat.
Woohoo!
10-pounder.
10-pounder.
All right.
All right.
Woo. What a monster. That is just a nice walleye. I mean, we weighed the fish. It's, what, 10.3, right? I mean, that is a great walleye.
That's a beautiful fish anywhere you go in North America, Bob.
Double digit. All
There you
right.
go. I think we get him back in the
Okay.
water, huh? All right. There he goes.
All right. Oh, your hands are wet. And
It's
cold.
got fish slime on it, man.
Oh, wait, let me just put a bit here. I know it's a real attractant. Not to the girls, to the fish.
Oh, some girls.
Is that right? Well, maybe from where you are, Minnesota, they like the eau de la fish. But
there you go.
here in Ontario, I think they like, like a little bit of nice aftershave. Well, anyway, let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here. We found a deep water slot. You can see it right on the GPS, and we're trolling right in the center of it. It's about 68 feet of water, a little deeper right in here. And now that we're coming up on the edges, you can see the rocks and that on the Lawrence. And we started finally marking a few fish.
Yeah, well, what we're doing is we're running real deep running crankbaits and targeting those crankbaits right about 20 to 25 feet down over about 65, 70 feet. They're suspended looking for shad. Something to eat, and just keep going back and forth.
Another key too is, after we got the tip from your buddy who was there, is to use lighter line. We're using 10-pound Berkeley Fire line, and with a Vanish fluorocarbon leader of about 10 feet, so it's invisible to the bait, and we're basically got the no stretch type line, the fire line, right to the bait. And when you're running that much line, you don't want a lot of stretch, do you?
Well, the whole part about running any kind of super lines is the thinner the diameter allows it to dive a little bit deeper is really the key.
Well, I'll tell you what, late season trolling for big Lake Ontario walleyes, can't beat it. I'll tell you, this is lots of fun. Let's get them.
More fishing straight ahead.
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
Closed captioning is brought to you by FNCC and BoaterExam.com. Let's take a look down under with this week's Fish Eye View, sponsored by Mercury, #1 on the water. Steelheaders are an inventive lot. Seems they're always coming up with new ways of putting more fish on the bank. Despite all these tricks, being at the right place at the right time means everything. It's a matter of rainfall and temperature. In Great Lakes tributaries, this is a possibility year-round. Spring is most popular, though fish may not be at their best due to spawning. Fall is a close second, with ideal weather and steelhead in prime condition. As winter sets in and ice forms, they hold over in deep pools. For the hardy and cautious, it's entirely possible to drill a hole and add new meaning to the sport of ice fishing. While summer is a timeout for most, a cold front rain can change all that. It's mostly smaller fish, but with the scenery, comfort, and elbow room, who could argue? Once they arrive, early morning and evening are the best times to catch fish. Apart from that, you're faced with a workout, but with a measure of persistence, anything can happen. Steelhead are prone to mood swings. Even when natural food is available, they refuse to feed. Then, as if someone flipped a switch, they go crazy and eat anything in sight. Temperature and other factors not clearly understood trigger this sudden, unpredictable behavior, and this can occur several times a day. Fact is, if you know the fish are there, stick it out. Sooner or later, you'll strike it big.
There's so much wind today, we set up 2 drift control socks. And Ted, having 2 of the same size drift socks are pretty important, isn't it?
Well, when you're trolling, you want to keep pressure on both sides of the boat so that you can continue to move forward. If you only put one sock to one side, it'll keep wanting to pull to one side. So this is ideal right now. We've got our speed dialed right down to where we need to be.
Now, what about the harnesses that you guys supply or you can buy with the drift socks? They've got the foam buoy on. What's that for?
Well, it just allows you to keep track of the sock, where it's at, and then if it does come off the boat, then it floats the sock up.
Yeah, I know a lot of people have lost their drift socks over the years. If the rope comes untied and they sink down to the bottom. Yeah,
it's nice because it's also at a predetermined distance away from the boat, so it works out good.
So we've got one off each cleat off the starboard and port side.
Yep.
And the good thing is that the harnesses are not too long, so that it's not getting any interference back with the lines or the motor, the prop. So it's just perfect. We're talking about underwater parachutes blowing us down. Okay.
All right, man. Rate them.
So we'll just keep steadily reeling into this.
Slow, steady retrieve there. No slack line on that board.
All right. I'm telling you, Rick McCrory's doing a heck of a job driving the boat. He's not weaving like I was. Not a big one, just a nice one.
Got him. Yeah, baby.
All right.
Yeah. Oh, not a big one, Bob. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's not bad, is it?
Oh, you bet, man. Everyone's a good one.
All right.
Yeah, man. There we go. Woo-hoo.
I'm really betwixt and between. That would sure look good in my fry pan, but here's the torpedo release. Supper time? Hey, I'll tell you what, big water trolling late in the season, you got to give it a try. Stay tuned, we'll be right back with some more real fishing after this.
When we return,
Oh, baby.
The fall is without a doubt the best time of the year to catch numbers of big walleyes. They fatten up by feeding heavily on schools of bait fish. We're catching our fish by trolling along a ledge leading to a deep trough into 70 feet of water. We spooled up our line counter reels with 10-pound test fire line and a 12-pound Vanish fluorocarbon leader. The 10-pound fire line is the diameter 4-pound mono. This thin diameter line combined with deep running slender baits allowed us to get down to more than 20 feet. Once we caught a fish, we marked the spot on the GPS, checked the number of feet that our lures were back on our counter reels, and kept trolling over the spot because they often school up. It was important to keep our trolling speed at a slow 1.5 to 2 mile an hour speed. If you have trouble maintaining this speed, then use a drift sock to help slow down your boat.
Got him?
Now that fish took that board down, buddy. That must mean it's got some weight to it.
I don't know, but I got so many layers on, Ted. The wind is howling, and it's been a while. Feel like a good one, Ted?
Oh, yeah. Any fish that takes the board down has got to be halfway decent.
Yeah, like, you know, we had this fish on for a bit, you know, and the board disappeared, and the rod is bent over, and it's so windy, so choppy.
Well, you know, we kind of cut across the channel there, Bob, and a lot of times when you make a change in speed or direction, that's when those fish will hit.
I let Rick drive for a while, and I got that little fish, right, while he was driving, and he put a new hat on, and ever since he turned into an elf, I don't know, our luck has changed.
My knees are shaking because I think it's a pretty good one.
It could be your biggest fish ever.
It could be.
Biggest walleye ever. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Get that Beckman underneath him. Oh, baby.
Woo-hoo! Another monster.
Hey. Holy cow.
Another monster.
Oh, man. The Godzilla. You gotta love that.
Look at that. Wow.
Look at him.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
Oh, Bob. Look at that. Woo! Well, that's where these big Beckman nets come in handy, man, with these big old Slavosauruses.
Blobbosaurus? You talking about fish?
Well, I don't know. You've been losing weight lately, so it's not you, I guess.
And that wind's got to be blowing about 25 mile an hour plus.
Oh, yeah.
Good one.
Look at that.
All right.
Woohoo, man. Whew. Oh.
Look at that.
Look at that belly, man.
8, 9, 10
Yeah,
pounds?
he's 9 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big old walleyes.
They're nice fish anywhere you go, man.
All right,
Anywhere you go in North America.
I'm telling you, slammed it.
Walleye.
Well, let's put it in live while we let you know, get its act together, then we'll take a photo and let her go. What do you think?
Alrighty. I think it's time to let that one go. All right, Bob? Take a few pictures we did. And
what a nice fish, eh?
Woohoo! That's a great fish anywhere you go.
All right.
All right.
Back to Jurassic Park, where the rest of the dinosaurs live.
Stay tuned for more real fishing after this.
That might be your biggest walleye ever.
Oh my goodness.
This tip of the week is sponsored by Coleman.
sometimes I feel like a truck driver. I'll tell you, I put a lot of miles on. Well, about 60,000 miles, 100,000 kilometers I'll drive myself, not counting all the flying and other types of traveling. You know, whether I'm fishing tournaments, taping TV shows, I carry a lot of gear with me. I want to talk about the rear automatic load leveling system that I've got on this Suburban here. It's an air-assisted load leveling shock absorber system that no matter how much I load in the back, and believe me, I take a lot of gear, or how heavy a boat I'm towing, it will automatically adjust to maintain the vehicle height when it's fully loaded. When you have a load leveling system, it's still important to use the right height of trailer receiver so that your trailer hitch is at the right height. Your trailer ball has to be at the height so that your trailer is nice and level, especially on a tandem trailer, so you don't put too much weight on your back axle, which will heat up the tires and cause excessive wear. Well, what can I say? Life is good, and listen to this. Remote start too. How good is that? Hey Ted, you think you'd want to stay in the way of that boat or not?
No.
I think he's going to win, so if you see any big freighters like that come around, you better move out of the way.
You bet.
Look at this, this is pretty cool. This is for night fishing. It's one of the offshore boards, and it's lit up. Ted, they're always good when you catch them. How come?
I just changed lures and set a different depth. I mean, just did it.
How far back on that counter reel?
100 back on that line counter. I mean, that's the key, you know, is knowing exactly where your lures are at and how deep they're running. But
you can see on this reel here, you've got a line counter here, and you zero it just before you start letting your lure out.
Holy buckets.
Oh,
look at that. Oh my God, he's a wide one. It's a wide fish, man.
That is heavy.
Oh, yeah! Woo! Man!
Oh, that's big.
That is,
oh my! That is bigger than I thought.
Oh my God!
Grab him. Uh-oh. That might be your biggest walleye ever.
Oh my.
How big's the biggest you've ever caught?
12 and a half is my biggest fish.
Wow, let's see that thing.
Oh, Bob, look at that. Hey, honey. Look at the belly on him.
Wow.
Oh, that's one wide body. Holy buckets.
Look at that.
We decided to put Ted's fish into the live well to give it some water before weighing it. The sun set, and before we had a chance to weigh it, we hooked another fish.
Well, I'll tell you, pretty fast action. You know, 5 minutes ago you caught that big giant. And here we go.
I wouldn't pump it.
Don't pump it?
Don't pump it, yeah.
Have you seen trebles pulled that way?
Well, I see the problem is that if you pump it and then you bring it back, the board comes forward and then it stalls, and then it comes forward and stalls.
10-pound fire line here, so you know, you just want to baby them in these long compre trolling rods that Shimano came
The
out
real
with.
key here when you're using trolling boards is you let him reel the board right up to you. Okay. That's when you unsnap the board. Okay. You always hold on to the line until he reels up to the rod tip. You don't want any slack line in that line at all.
Okay, I can see it glistening back there.
I can see them white eyes. Oh, yeah.
Nice one?
It's a decent one. It's a decent one. Keep them coming. Yeah, got it.
All right.
Oh,
Oh,
man. Oh. Oh.
Oh, look at that thing.
Holy moly. Man, look at his belly.
That is a very fat fish,
That
isn't it?
is one fat toad.
Nothing wrong with that one? All right.
Woo!
From day to night, we're catching them, boy. I'm telling you, life is good.
Yeah, baby.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna I got some Berkeley scales. Let's weigh your fish, my fish, and see what happens.
All right,
okay?
man. Woo!
9.2, 9.3 pounds.
Man.
That is a chunky fish. You know what? I'll put that one back. What do you think? Ken, I'm gonna release this one, okay?
All right.
Nice torpedo release. Best way to get them back down in that cold water. And I'll get a weight on your fish too, okay?
All right.
Let's get a weight, my man. Wow. Wow.
It's going between 12.2 and 12.7. I'd say about 12.
Oh. I'll hold him on the wind.
Oh, man.
That is a big fish. Oops, I'm on the floor. I don't know, boy. It's bouncing all over 12.5, 12.3, 12.5.
I'd say about 12.4.
Grab it. What a
12.4.
fish.
Either way, it's one massive monster.
When you catch a walleye over 12 pounds, that is a big fish.
You gotta love that, man.
All right, well,
Woo!
you gonna release it? What do you
Let her
think?
go.
Okay, I'll put the spotlight on you here.
Okay.
Put her back in.
All right.
Back in the water.
There she goes.
Good stuff, Ted.
Woo!
Well, hey, Ted, I'm sure glad you came up. I'd shake your hand, but mine are really dry. And, you know, I still like you, but here, have this towel. Rick McCrory, who's been nice enough to let us use his boat on this shoot. Boy, what a day, eh?
That was unbelievable, Bob. I mean, we stuck to it. It was a tough one. But I think the thing is that we started zeroing in on that depth level where the fish were. And then when we were marking them, that's when we caught them.
Well, it's been a lot of fun. All right, Rick. Thank you, my man. Appreciate it. Ted, what can I say? We'll keep fishing. I'm not quitting now. I was starving, but all of a sudden I forgot about food. Let's go set up and do another troll and pass.
Hey, we sure had a great time fishing for walleye in Lake Ontario. It took a while to find the fish, but once we caught them, they were huge. It sure does pay off to brave the cold fall weather for these monsters. So don't pack your gear away too early, or you'll be missing out on some of the best walleye fishing of the year. We'll see you next week right here for some more real fishing.
Mine go, man. Bob, look at that. Woo!
Oh, wow. I'm full, eh? Coming, Jimmy? I'm coming with my That is a fish of a lifetime. Whoa. Well, that is just amazing. Look at that thing. Oh, yeah. Wow. That was too cool. Oh,